Today's flight is a Boeing 777 on Virgin Australia.
So this is the first time you guys at the...
I think this is my
second time. So to get your TV screen out, you push the button. They're quite heavy. And touch screen.
Well, I made it to Vegas. I was about to show you a view of the strip from my room, but the sun's a bit bright through, so I'll show that a bit later when it gets dark. But I'm staying at the Wynn. The weather has been a bit of a shock here to go from the middle of summer to the middle of winter. 35 degrees when I left Brisbane, and it was 8 degrees when I arrived here at 3 o'clock this afternoon. So let's have a look around the room. It's not bad. I've stayed in worse, I think. And nice big TV. And actually, I'll show you the bathroom. I've actually stayed in rooms that are smaller than the bathroom. Amazing. In fact, I think I might have stayed in rooms that are smaller than this closet. Anyway, this room is where I'll be staying for the next 3 nights, and it's costing me absolutely nothing. It's free, as well as 6 meal vouchers and $300 in free credit, so I'll explain that shortly. Just before I go out, I mentioned the room being 100% free. Let me explain the reason for that. I like to obviously play tournament poker, reason being that there's a couple of sites where you can organise your tournaments in advance of coming, so you already know where you're playing and when, and what the buy-in is, so the budgeting for that becomes part of the cost of the holiday. Now, if you go to a place like the Wynn, or one of the better ones like Caesars or Bellagio, Aria, and sign up for a member's card or a player's card, immediately you start getting tracked with what you're spending, and you get flagged and start receiving vouchers. Because in Vegas they have something that we don't have in Australia. It's called competition. So when you're playing poker, you don't pay for a drink. In fact, I've never paid for a drink in a Vegas casino. I can't ever recall receiving a free drink in an Australian casino. It's a disgrace. But here, they just want you back. So that's where the free stuff comes. And now I'm back again, and I'll spend more again, and the cycle will just repeat. And of course, if you can have some wins at poker along the way, that makes it even better. And I've had some great results over the last 10 years or so that certainly help pay for some of the costs. So the website where you can track your own results is called thehendonmob.com. It keeps, running diary of your good results. I find that quite handy. And these poker tournaments, of course, they're played all over the world. So there's plenty of opportunity there to include that as a part of your travels. Well, the Wynn is currently my favourite casino, not just because they give me free stuff, but just walking through. Last time I was here, I couldn't help but notice the quality of the fixtures and fittings. It's just superb. They've really got everything absolutely immaculate, and it's just a lovely place to be. And I've found it quite reasonably priced for food and drink and so forth, depending on where you go. There's also a Chanel shop here. That's just for my sisters. benefit, and I'm sure it's cheap in there. Not. So this is a nice effect, the waterfall coming right down from up the top there. And then on the other side we have the area outside the palazzo, looking across at Treasure Island. And I think they do a bit of a water fountain display here too at times. I've seen it. It's the Mirage further down. Over there in the distance is the Venetian. And just in front of me here I'm about to go into the Palazzo. The sides is hidden. One thing I've found, oh here we go. So this is a low budget version of the Bellagio fountains, I think, but that's a lot further to walk. One thing you'll find is the distances are deceptive. You'll see something that looks like it's 5 minutes walk, it'll take you 20 minutes. It's quite surprising. This is the breakfast buffet at the Wynn. It's pretty sensational. See, we have all these cheeses, pastries, meats. Look at that Mediterranean shrimp frittata. Not your average buffet, breakfast buffet, pizzas. And down here into the hot food, it just goes on for miles. Meats. Alright, time for breakfast. So the problem here is actually deciding what to eat. There's so much beautiful food, but this one deserves special mention. This is pepper crusted maple bacon. So this is the Mirage. Whenever I see that I always think of Las Vegas Vacation with Chevy Chase. The thing about Vegas is that everything dates very quickly, and Mirage falls into that category. It's looking very 90s, and even more so Treasure Island down here. Treasure Island is pretty much 80s now, so I guess it won't be long before they'll be knocking that down and putting something new up. Now if you want to see a show, there's never a need to pay full price, because everywhere on the strip they have these half-price ticket booths, and all the unsold tickets on the day are all sold off half price, so it's a great option, and I've used it a lot, because quite often you don't know whether you're going to be able to go to a show. Depends on your schedule, and whatever's unsold you'll get cheap. So here is St. Mark's Square in Venice, Vegas style of course. You see the skyline above, and over here we have the gondola rides. Now anyone who goes on one of these gondola rides seriously has rocks in their head. This is $116 per person. I meant that, $116 for a private gondola for two, for a 10 to 13 minute ride in a fake canal in a fake Venice. But it's Vegas. So So this is a bit further down the strip. We've got Caesar's Palace. And right next to that is the Bellagio. The Cosmopolitan. And there's a Polo Tower there that is deliberately built on the lane, which is interesting. And then around on this side you've got Paris with the Eiffel Tower, of course. So right up at the south end of the strip now, we've got New York, with a scary roller coaster that they can have. Across the road we've got the MGM. That's looking pretty dated these days as well. Planet Hollywood a bit further down. And on the other side we have the Tropicana. And then further down, right in the distance there, the last one is the Mandalay Bay Excalibur in front of it. So a couple more travel tips for Vegas. Bring really comfortable walking shoes because you do walk for miles. Well, there's the Luxor there as well. I can't really just see the top of it. And if you decide to stay in the downtown, there's the old Vegas. That's time warp back to the 70s. It's a lot cheaper to stay there, but just be prepared for Blacktown with casinos. It's pretty much what you get there. So there's a better view of the Luxor, and in behind it is the Excalibur. So just out of curiosity, I've come into the high limit area, and this is unbelievable. This is a machine that is a $100 machine. That's one credit, it's $100, and you can play 3 lines. So that's $300 a spin. If that's not bad enough, this one over here is a $500 machine. And you can play 2 credits, so $1,000 a spin. Are you kidding? So this morning I'm enjoying a long walk after a long poker tournament yesterday that went for 11 hours. I'll do a separate video on the poker summary just for those that are interested. Here we have the Circus. I have stayed here before. I would say that it's a fantastic option for families with kids under 10, and for everyone else it's absolutely horrible. Further down we have the Hilton Grand Vacations, which I believe is very good, and probably the only Hilton you could ever imagine staying at for around, I think it's around $150 a night. It's very cheap. And further down is the Stratosphere. Now this is the tallest building in Vegas. It's a good option to stay as well because it's mid-strip and a bit quieter down this end. For those that are thrill seekers, you can bungee jump off the top. No thanks, but of course some people are right into that. And here's another new construction. Every time you come to Vegas, there'll be new buildings going up, and you come back next time and it's all completed. As things get dated, they knock them down and they go again. Had half an inch of rain here yesterday, which is incredibly unusual considering they get 2 inches of rain for a year, and everything's nice and fresh here today.